Alright, good afternoon guys. Today I'm going to be running you through everything that I have going on inside the 4Runner. If you follow me on Instagram at Project Overland, project_over_land. Alright, so anyway, I'll be running you through everything that you see on there. I've been getting a lot of questions on how I'm doing a lot of this stuff, so I thought I'd give my all and run you through an entire video once more. I tried this months ago and it really was difficult, so we're just going to give it another go. So we're going to start here on the left. We're going to jump right into it. Over here is where I keep all of my power. Inside here I've got a AGM battery, weighs about 60 pounds. I've got a C-Tech D250 SA, which is keeping up with my solar and my alternator, topping off the starter battery as well as this auxiliary battery. Currently I don't have the truck running, but you can see that the solar panel is picking up and it's currently charging my front battery. And then in here I've got a Krieger 1100 watt inverter as well. So that's all kept inside this little box. Up on top I keep a little bag full of recovery gear, so I've got a tow strap in here, I've got some gloves, I got some jumper cables. Nothing super crazy, but that's kind of where I keep all that. In the back here, I've got a roll of paper towels. Don't leave without those are needed. I've got a med kit here. Everything's up to date, kept up with. Do a pretty good job of doing that. In this little pouch right here, I keep a couple spare radios in the event that I go out on the trail and meet up with some folks that aren't running FRS or GMRS. So I've got all that here. Got a knife, nice fixed blade Gerber knife, and then a flashlight. I'm thinking about doing something for a better mount for this, but for now the zip tie is working just fine. In here I've got a carbon monoxide detector in the event that I used to be camping inside the back of this, and it's just kind of always been here, so it's better to have it than not have it. Down here, I still have not wired in my shunts. If you watch my previous videos, I've talked a lot about me going ahead and wiring those in, and I still haven't done it yet. It's super low on the priority list, but maybe one day. And basically what those will do is tell me how much power the system is bringing in and how much is going out. So for right now, I've got a fridge running, so it would be telling me how much amperage that it's using. So then down below I've got a switch panel. The switch panel has got just a simple cigarette lighter, dual USB, and a voltage display. So over here, a recent addition to it is I added the water pressure to the entire thing. So now I'm going to run you through this setup. Now this box is removable, so for Monday through Friday daily driving, stuff like that, when I'm not taking it, I don't need this to go to work, I really don't. So I can pull this entire box out and set it aside in the garage. So we'll start here, we'll work our way in. So over here I've got a Canon plug. This simply plugs in, and pull it out right here, and then plug that guy in, and then turn on your water pressure. And now my water pump, which is housed inside of this box, is now getting power. Alright, more to follow on the water pump. Alright, so then this drops down, and then these just pull out super easily. So this is a Cook Partner 18-inch stove that I have a little rag in here to kind of help keep down on the vibrations. Other than that, it's a fantastic stove. I love it a lot. I recently modified it as well with this little cable. And this kind of comes up and I can lock that into place. And then I have a little thing right there to kind of keep it from closing under wind. So that's kind of a recent addition. I haven't needed it yet, but in the event that I do, I think it would be a pretty good thing to have, so I can cook dinner. So this whole thing's super easy to operate. Close that up. I can throw my gas line on the back here, just for each under here, screw it on. These are adjusters. This is kind of the prep area, right? So I used to have it set up to where this was 24 inches out, and this was also on a 24-inch slide. I recently just went down to 18 inches because I wanted to fit more stuff inside here, and I did that due to weight distribution, and I wanted to try to make it lighter. So to make it lighter, I removed the top board, which was 3/4, and I'm now running 1/2-inch board on top. And then I've also cut a big section of it out for my fridge to be on its slide. So that's all working for me. It's definitely a lot lighter than it used to be. Back here in this little compartment here, I keep 2 gas tanks, and I keep the gas hose that goes to the cook partner stove. Just behind this, there is a water filter. There's also a second water filter over there. So as the water gets pumped through the lines, what it's doing is it's running through a strainer, and then it runs through a simple like ice cube maker water filter inline. And so I've got filtered water wherever I go. So I think we've all been to some of those campsites where, you know, they've got water and that's great, but it's just not, it doesn't taste good. So anyway, moving forward, we're gonna do this all without any edits, by the way. So hope you're sticking by me here. All right, so in here I keep a couple things. I keep a skillet, some plates, a pot, and then I can also add to and take away, right? I keep a couple expandable dog bowls for the dogs. Keep a machete in here. I keep this is ISOPRO, so isopropane. I use this for like a single burner if I want to have like coffee next to bed when I wake up in the morning. I don't need to come out here and use this. I keep a spare tarp. I keep some dishwashing stuff. I keep some sugar for coffee. Thermosol. I like this thing a lot. This helps to kind of keep the bugs off at bay. Small little cutting board, nothing crazy. Little bristle brush to help kind of wash dishes and whatnot. And then a lamp, just whatever. This is just kind of the chuck all drawer. Now in these two little things, I keep a lot of odds and ends that are smaller and they just don't really warrant a spot. So I keep a lot of 550 cord binoculars, some extra Thermosol gas, and some extra Thermosol little blue pads there. Some batteries, some charging cables, some zip ties, some Velcro, just right, all kinds of just stuff that you really don't know when you're gonna need it. So that just fits in there. And then in this one, I keep some pepper, more pepper, all kinds of spices, that other little burner that I use. I'm still going through everything and getting rid of stuff from the old side. So this is kind of where I keep the spices and whatnot. Anything needed for cooking. All right, so in my old drawer system, I had a silverware drawer right here, and then I had the fridge on slides over this way, right? So I got rid of all that, and then instead what I have now is I have a fold-out kind of a roll here where I keep some forks, some knives, some spoons, some paring knives, some tongs, some more tongs, can opener, a little whisk. This thing's pretty cool. And then wine opener. There's been plenty of times I bought a bottle of wine and I didn't have this, so definitely grab that. Keep a spare lighter in here as well, just little odds and ends that I think I might need. So this just rolls up super easy, velcros together, and I just kind of chuck this inside this drawer, and this seems to be working so far. I definitely don't need a silverware drawer, so over-engineered that first go around. So moving forward, right? So in the event that you're out here cooking and everything doing its thing, excuse me. All right, so now it's time for dishes, right? So I went ahead and I got a sink, and then I've got this bolt. I just kind of push that bolt into place, and now this sink isn't going anywhere, and it's sturdy in place. And then got running water. Don't want that coronavirus. Wash your hands. All right, and then I've got a little drain on here as well. So bought this little 1-inch 45-degree elbow because it just drains onto the hitch. So I think everything is a project with this. It's all a work in progress. Just push that on there, and you can kind of angle this way. So that way it kind of shoots away from my hitch, and it's good to go. Not super efficient, but just enough. Try to keep it really simple. Alright. And this thing just collapses right on down. Alright, just throw it in here. Forget about it. Throw the bolt right here. And then all just slides back into place. Now, because I did chop this prep area down from 24 inches and I went down to 18, I wanted to add more space, right? So that's when this door came into place. So I can put some stuff on here, but I also wanted to add another one. So I just got this piece of steel from Lowe's, and I just screwed it on down. Kind of give me something that I can wipe off and don't really have to dirty the carpet or anything with. So that seems to be working. I like it so far. All right, so for driving, I got a couple things going on, right? So if I want to, pack up camp and move on, I got to do a couple things, but it's not that bad. So this just kind of sits into place, and then I've got this cable for now. I'm probably going to look at some other options of how I'm going to keep that closed, right? Because the drawers up and down, bumpy roads and whatnot, that can definitely pop off there really easy. And then the next thing that I got to do is, because this fridge gets awfully close to this window, I've got this clip on here. So what this is just kind of an arrestor, right? So I just push this back, and I come up here, I loosen this one, I pull my front off entirely, and now I can tilt the entire fridge. I hook that on there, so now it's kind of arrested, and hook that back, pull that tight. Now that's not going anywhere. All right, so then I can close this, and I've got probably about 2 inches of space between the window and that. So everything's pretty tight inside this thing, but it all seems to work. Then over here, I've got a fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher, definitely a must-have. I went ahead and got a relatively large one because I wasn't messing around with it. I got some handles on here. I didn't have handles on this before, so this kind of helps with pulling this in and out. And here I keep a lot of spare oils and some kind of odds and ends and tools and whatnot. What else? Up here, I've been getting a lot of questions about this. So this cargo net. Listen, so I think I just pulled this down. There's a couple screws under this, and then this trim drops. With these going across, what they do is they kind of help prevent some of this from sagging. So they kind of keep it upright, but they also give me a way to mount this net, right? So all I did was take a little piece of the elastic that goes around the net, hook it on the hook on the bungee cord, and then clip it onto the body in these corners, and then again up there on those handles. Super easy to mount. I use this thing all the time, so I'll put things like the tarp inside there, and I'll put a couple of the emergency blankets. We do use those a lot. If you follow my Instagram, you've seen me use those a lot. But this is kind of where I keep them, up high and out of the way, but still accessible. So, oh, got a light right here. So this is great. I love this thing. When I've got everything pulled out, I can stand here. I've got all the light in the world to see what I'm doing. I definitely recommend having a light right here to see what you're cooking. It's a must-have. All right, so we're going to change gears before I go over here and I show you this awning. So for winter camping, this is a relatively recent thing. So over here, I've got an Anderson plug. And the Anderson plug is wired directly into my AGM battery, fused, and all that good stuff. It's all there. Right now over here, I built a diesel heater kind of box thing, right? So I got this diesel heater on Amazon for I think like 120 bucks. I got this 30mm ammo can. Oh God, I don't remember when I paid for this. It was years ago. And then this kind of all just kind of goes together, right? So if it's gray, it's hot, it's exhaust, right? So this is a little exhaust fitting, and that screws on here. And then over here, I've got 3-inch tubing with a clamp. So this will just kind of go onto this. And this is the only thing entering the tent is this 3-inch tubing. Right? So this is just hot air. All right. We've got a thermostat right here. This cord runs, this guy comes out. There's a little hole right here, and then it kind of clamps in on these clamps right there. And then that runs into the tent as well. So this is everything, the power, the control, and the temperature. So this cord runs inside the tent. This beefy boy is what I use to power it. So I've got an Anderson plug here, and I've got one here, and I've got that one up on that box. So all I do is I plug it in, set it outside the tent. This is the intake for the combustion. Intake just screws right on. It's a little bit more involved, but you get the picture, right? So screw this guy on. Take the elbow off, screw that on. Then I screw this top portion on. Intake silencer, it comes with the kit. Inside of here, keep a thermostat, or a thermometer rather, for inside the tent, and then I also keep the external one. The external one just kind of hangs on this little screw right here, kind of outside the tent. And here I've got a fuel filter and the fuel pump, and this whole thing is on a bracket so that when on the bottom it exits out for the intake coming in and the exhaust coming out. And then up here I've got the holes cut for the air that's coming into your tent and the air that's going like into your tent. Whatever, you get the picture. Super cool little thing, super efficient. I ran this thing for 18 hours from this top line right there down to that line. It was 18 hours of constant runtime, and that's, I'm talking like 80 degrees inside the Gazelle tent. So it was great. I love it. Definitely would do it again. It was a lot of work cutting this thing up and getting everything right, but I love this thing. It's great. It's great for when you want to go camping, but it's wintertime. I don't have an excuse. Now I have the heater. I can go out and set up camp, and I can enjoy that camp time. Dogs, the family, this, that, and the other. And this thing all just fits, as you saw in the beginning of the video. It just goes right inside here. Now for the top, I'll probably mention this. So I've got a couple of these little carabiners attached onto here. I've got 2 of these stakes. There's another set inside there. And so what these do is they clamp on and they go down to each side of this thing. How I get this there, I've got a Hitch cargo carrier. Works for me. I don't really plan on going out and doing a lot of crazy wheeling with the Hitch cargo carrier and the heater. So when I go camping in the winter, it's just a simple spot that I know I can get to without having to risk hitting that cargo carrier. Okay, so moving on over here, and then we're going to stop by the lights as well. So over here, this is a cheap little awning that I've built. I think I paid $6 for this tarp. I've got another one in there. They were a great deal, so I picked them both up. All this is, it's one of these. This is an extendable pole that I got at Lowe's or Home Depot, I don't remember. And all I did was, I've got a hole drilled there where it hooks on. Come over here, Nick. I got one right here. This is on a pipe clamp. So I actually have to readjust this pipe clamp and send it more that way. So this kind of has to hook on a little bit better. These brackets were $11 on Amazon. Super great. And I've got another one over here. It sets up really quick. for safety, we'll cover that. I've got this hole, right? So this hole lines up with this one, and this hitch pin slides right in there, and that keeps it locked, right? So although it's twisted and locked and whatever, I just didn't want this to fly out, so I just got that in there for an extra bit of safety. I think in the future, I'm gonna put a pole right here. So I'm gonna pick up another one, and this will kind of help prevent some of the rain from pooling as well. I can stand up. I'm 6'3", so it's kind of a big deal for me. All right, so coming around to the front, one of the first things I did was upgrade the headlights. So I'm now rocking the, I went through DDM tuning, I put them in the oven, I went through the whole process, and I put these all together. I recently pulled the front bumper lower valence off just because I was going on a trail called Mini Moab, and I knew that I was going to need the clearance. So more to follow on that. I'm definitely going to be upgrading to some sort of either tube or plate steel bumper in the future. It's not in the budget right now. Another thing I just finished was this grill. This is a Satoshi grill. I just got this metal from Lowe's, and I got this emblem online. I think it looks great. It certainly adds to its character a lot more. The hood will soon be changed to the sport hood, so that's exciting stuff. For suspension, what I'm running, super cheap. All of this is budget built, right? So I've got some rough country spacers, and then the rough country shocks and springs in the back. And I do have some Firestone Ride Right airbags as well. Brake lines have been upgraded. All of the bushings on this entire 4Runner have been replaced except for body mounts, upper track bar, and upper control arms, because I'm gonna replace them. So that's it out of all of the bushings. All that fans. Start talking about lighting now, right? So I've got some KC Cyclone LED pods in here, and they're great. I love them. Instead of having the ditch bracket right here, I've got the lights right here. They do a just fine job. Up here, I got this 26 bucks at the junkyard. So I really kind of got a score for the rack. I did some modifications to it. I also got the fairing. So I've kind of got the look of the more expensive $700-800 racks or more, and I achieved it with just whatever this is for 26 bucks. Got a light bar up here. I've got another one under there, and I've got 2 light bars facing front. All my side lights up top. I'll show you up top. So up top here, I'm running a Renogy 100 watt solar panel, and then in the back, how I got all the wires up here is I got this project box on Amazon, and I got this 90-degree Canon plug. So this is all of the wires for that. This Anderson plug here is for the solar coming in. Back here, I got some moldable plastic, so you can't see that. So what this does is this switch has 2 on positions. Right, so I can change the rear lights from amber or white. I definitely could have done that, running the wire inside this thing and doing all that nonsense, but I had so much fun getting wires to this point, and the fact that I would have had to remove this box that I built and then pull this trim away, it just wasn't worth it in the end. So that's why the switch is up there. It does me just fine. I definitely don't need the amber and white switchability. I just leave it on amber for the most part, and then it works for me. If I need white, I can change it to white. But yeah. Fridge, stay cool. Got this on Amazon. Plugged it in at the beginning of the video, so if you go back, you're gonna actually hear it running. It's pretty quiet. This thing is already at 31 degrees. We're sitting right now at 13.8 volts just from solar alone, and it's cold in here, keeping it what it's supposed to be at. Super solid, good construction. Definitely would recommend this guy. It's a little pricey. I think I paid about $400 for it. It's one of the most expensive things in here, and I think that the fridge is worth it in the end, because you're not, the soggy sandwiches and ice cold water trying to get that beer. So I really like this. It works for me. I think I tried an Alpacool C20. Save your money. Save your money. Just get something like this or get something better. Don't buy Alpacool. They just don't work. I had one. It worked for a month, and that was it. So let me know. Actually, I'll show you the lights. I'm pretty sure if you go back to the old videos and see what I did. So I can control these lights. So I've got a master switch here. This master switch is meant so I can control this panel because I really didn't want to look at all this green light over here. Left, right, right. So now I can see all of the lightings, and I can control all those. Was this one on? Yeah, I have a short in here. Definitely got to fix that. See, all those other YouTubers, they're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna edit that out. Oh man, this is it. This is the truth. I definitely have a short right about here. And I have to redo this entire harness to get that. And I haven't done it yet. And I don't know when I will. Whatever. So, super easy. Let me know if you have any questions regarding any of these little projects. I can kind of help give you some guidance. You can always DM me on Instagram. I'm pretty good about returning those messages. A lot of people have been asking me a lot of these questions, which just because I've been reaching so many people and I've been kind of affecting you and you want to see how it was done and how I did it and how you could probably do it better, then by all means go ahead and send me that message and we'll talk about it. I'll talk about what I used. I'll send you links, this, that, and the other. Drop some comments down below. Please subscribe. I know this isn't a very exciting video, but at least it's something, right? It's a step in the right direction for getting this done, right? I wanted to put all this on YouTube, but honestly, filming, it's pretty difficult. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not even gonna edit this. And if you've made it this far, give me a thumbs up, throw that subscribe button on. I often don't add videos, but I'd like to get more into it. And I really appreciate you making it this far and watching all of this and what I've done. Appreciate it. Thanks again. Signing out.